Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I have a crazy story for you guys, if you can't tell by the title. But before I start my story, I need y'all to do me one favor. If y'all not subscribed, like, hit that button below, please. Like, I'll wait. Y'all finished? Let's get started then. Okay, so to be honest, let's start off with some background story. So to be honest, I don't go out much. All I do is really work, home, and be with my son. So, and my friend, she ended up having this one dating website, and it worked out good for her. So I was like, you know what, let me give this a try. So I'm on there browsing my options, and like a few guys hitting me up, and I see this one guy who hits me up. And when it comes to visually, like, my attraction in a guy, like, I usually go for something that makes a guy unique, whether it be style, tattoos, piercings, long hair, you know, like somebody dope like me. Come on now. So I saw this guy who hit me up, and he had a lot of tattoos, like a lot of tattoos, maybe even more than me. So I was kind of attracted, to be honest. And he had he had long hair too, so that's a little dope for me, guys with long hair. So I replied, like, we exchanged WhatsApp. If y'all don't know what WhatsApp is, it's like a text messaging app, but it's through an app. So yeah, we're talking. Like, I start to feel him because he's real nice, he's real sweet, my type of guy. You know, I don't like the mean guys like most of y'all do. Just kidding. But yeah, he's real sweet to me, and I start to like him, even though we really haven't met, but I started to like him. So we're talking all day that day. I remember this day, I was at work, and you know, I wasn't checking my phone all the time at work. So when I finally go on break, I look at my phone, and I have this text, and it's like, it's a missed call, and it's a text from this guy, and he's like, and it was like, oh, this is his wife, like, fall back, basically. So I just left it on red, because I was like, you know what, like, I wasn't really emotionally invested into this guy. So I'm like, why entertain this if it is true or not? So I'm just like, I just left it alone. Like, I didn't reply or anything. So like a week goes by, and I get a text from a different number. I think it was a different number. Maybe it was the same number, I forget. But this part will come into play. But he hits me up, and he's like, oh, hey, it's da-da-da. I'm gonna call him Martin. So Martin hits me up, and he's like, oh, like, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? Like, I'm just like, yo, did you not, like, just, you know, like, what happened with that whole text thing, like, the wife thing? So he, long story short, makes a little excuse, saying basically, like, he met another girl from a website, and he went to, like, go just chill with her, and, like, basically end stuff with her, or whatever it was. And they were chilling in the car, and then she seen the text message that I sent him, and then she got mad and broke his phone, supposedly. And he's like, oh, I'm not married. Like, he made it seem like it was so ridiculous for him to be married. So I was just like, okay. Like, at first I really didn't believe it, because, you know, who would? But then, like, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna change my number for you. So he ends up texting me from, like, a different number. So I thought he really did change his number, and he was like, you know, like, if you want me to prove it to you, like, I'll change my number for you, I'll delete my dating website and everything. So he deleted his dating website, he changed his number, and well, so I thought he changed his number. So I'm just like, okay, like, I'm still, like, on the edge about this guy, because I'm like, this is weird. Like, what the, like, he was obviously talking to a female besides me, even if he wasn't married. So eventually, like, we start chilling. Like, he's real gentleman. Like, he didn't try to make no moves on me, which is kind of weird, because guys usually do. But he was just chilling, you know. And like, at the time I was living somewhere else, and I was living with a roommate, and that was my close friend. And like, he met her, and like, they were like, oh yeah, like, he seems cool. Like, some people are just like standoffish, and he was very talkative, and like, he was very outgoing and stuff like that. So like, they were like, oh yeah, he's cool, like, he's mad cool. So I was like, okay, they approved. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's okay. So like, every time he would come, he'd be like, oh, do you want something, you need something, you need help, da da da. I was moving, he bring me boxes, he helped, like, he tried to help pack my stuff a little bit, and he like bring me boxes, because he was moving weirdly at the same time as me. So eventually, before I moved, it was around, well, this all happened around January. So around February, it was Valentine's Day, and I'm home, and he's like, oh, you know, I'm at work. He's like, I wish I could spend time with you. And I was like, oh, like, it's okay, like, it's fine. And like, I don't know, he's like, yo, like, I wanted to surprise you, but he's like, I gotta tell you something, like, I'm gonna send you some chocolate strawberries to your house. So I'm like, okay. And like, he already knew my address because he came to pick me up one time. But so he sends me these chocolate strawberries, and I'm just like, wow, like, I barely got anything for Valentine's before, like, and this guy sent me chocolate strawberries. But I noticed something on the note, that it was his old number on the note. So I was like, why is your old number? Like, you must still have this number. And then he was like making up some excuse. So in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, like, I know there's a reason you're hiding, like, you're hiding this number that you supposedly changed when you didn't. But me, like a dummy, ignored it. So whatever. So time goes on, we're chilling more. Like, he brings me stuff, he buys me stuff, like, not like a lot, but like, if I, you know, like some caring stuff, like, oh, I'm at the store, you need this before I come, blah blah blah. So, you know, of course I fell for it because I'm like a sweetheart. So scenarios. So one time we went to the mall. He has well, what he told me, he got 2 baby mamas and 2 different baby mamas, you know, 2 kids. So he bring his 2 kids, and I bring my son, and we went out to eat, and our kids had fun together and stuff like that. They were all boys, so, you know, they little asses had fun together. And he paid for the food, went out to eat, whatever. It was cool. Like, he was like, he tried kissing me in front of his sons and everything, like, and I was like, okay, like, whatever. And we was just chilling on and off. And one time he was like, I got a surprise for you. He bring me a hoodie. Like, let me see if I have the hoodie. Hold on. Okay, guys, I found the hoodie. But I wish I still had the note from the edible arrangements, because that would have been perfect. Oh yeah, and the note, he was being cute too. He was like, oh, I wish I could see you. He was like, have a beautiful day, have a nice day, princess. Anyways, he got me the sweater, and he got himself the sweater. So he was like, oh, we have matching sweaters now. I know it's plain, but, you know, like, I don't know, maybe he stole it or some shit. But he got me the sweater. Like, I still haven't really worn it. It's all white and fresh. Like, who the hell would do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're married or have a girl or whatever, like, who would do that? So I really, like, believed him. Like, I never heard from this wife after that, so I didn't really, like, all I heard was that one text, and then he would constantly text me the whole day, call me the whole day, chill with me, like, not a lot, but like at least once or twice a week. Like, I tried to sell something, like, I tried to sell tires from my old car, and he was like, oh, I'll help you, because there was a whole bunch of guys coming to, like, buy the tires. So he was like, oh, like, I'll be there with you, and I'll negotiate with them and stuff like that. Like, he came for that. Like if I needed to, like, if I needed something, like a ride or something, like, he would, like, take me, or like stuff like that. Like, he was very, very nice. Like, let's just say that. And eventually, like, I found, like, this vibe about him that he started being crazy, or, like, I don't know, I had just weird vibe. And then on Facebook, like, he started sharing all this stuff. Like, he acted like he was my boyfriend. Like, he pretended, like, and then he would get mad on certain things, like, or he'll be like, he'll make comments, like, if I didn't reply, he'd be like, oh, you're with your other guy, or like comments that would get me mad, like basically constant accusing me of stuff. I guess I wonder why he accused me of stuff, but it was just, I had that vibe that he was crazy, and I don't do crazy guys. So I just, like, cut him off, blocked him on everything. And just because I had that feeling, not because, like, you know, and there's something else that happened, but it wasn't nothing to do with the girl or anything like that. So long story short, this was in April. Right now it is about to be August, right? So I I cut him off in April. He keeps hitting me up on WhatsApp, like from his old number that he changed, and his work number. Apparently, I find out later that it was. And yeah, so like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, maybe less, like this is really recent, I get a thing on WhatsApp from like a random girl's number, and it's a picture of a girl in there, and she's like, oh, you still hit my husband after we talked, like after I told you to back off or whatever. And she's like, you're nasty, sending him half naked pictures through Snapchat. So I'm like, okay, hold up, I haven't used my Snapchat to send anybody pictures, especially half naked pictures, in like at least 4 or 5 months. Like, so I was like, okay, you got the wrong one, like you got the wrong girl, like you must be talking about somebody else. And she's like, oh no, da, da, da. And then she's like, he brought up your name. Like, what? So she sends me a picture of him, and I see Martin's little ass in the picture, and I'm just like, okay, well, this is awkward. Like, he really was married. Like, how did he hide that so good? Like, how did he really hide that? Guys are very, very sneaky. Like, take it from me, like, he hid it so good, so good. And I don't know who's crazier, her or him, because she starts just she just starts trying to get information, basically, like what, like me and his relationship. And I told her, I was like, yo, like we didn't have, you know, do the nasties, so I'm like, you're good on that, like, but I'm like he was very, like, he always bought me stuff. Like, I saw and apparently this girl that was his wife was his second baby mom, and supposedly and apparently they had more than one kid. Like, he had one kid with another girl, and he had 2 kids with her. He only told me he had 2 kids. So I was like, whoa, he has a whole nother kid, like, with you, and you have 2 kids, and y'all married? And she said they got married in October. And I'm like, y'all got married in October? Y'all got married, like, around the same time you trying to talk to me. And then she told me some crazy story, like, oh, like he did this with another girl, and me and her went out to talk to. We went on an IHOP, and she's like, if I wasn't pregnant, she's like, I would have like smacked her. And I was like, right. So she starts telling me like her life story about like their problems, which is like, I don't want to sound rude, but it's like, why do I need to know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I care? Like, why do I need to know that? So she keeps on telling me about this stuff. She sends me pictures of her child, both of her children, of herself. Like, why are you sending me pictures of that? Like, if I'm like the mistress or whatever, like, who does that? Like, I guess she had nobody to talk to, so I guess, like, I don't know. I really don't know why girls do the things they do. So like, she keeps asking me questions like, oh, this and that and this and that, and it's starting to get annoying. So I'm leaving her on red. So every time I leave her on red, she writes something else. And then she tells me like, oh, will you wear him on Valentine's Day? Because I told her about the thing he sent me, and like I just didn't reply. So like next morning she keeps hitting me up, and I'm just like, oh my god, like she's so annoying. Like, so I call my best friend. I'm like, yo, like, what do I do? And then she's like, yo, just ignore her, whatever. So earlier she keeps asking me questions like, oh, do you have a son? Like, do you have a child? Do you have this? And she's like, oh, do you still live here? Like, do you live here? And I was like, no, like I lived there, but I moved. Remember, he was helping me move, so I was moving around that time. So, but I didn't tell her where I live, because she asked where you live, but I said not, because she's like, do you still live da da da? And I was like, no, I moved from there. So then she didn't know where I lived, apparently. So because where I live now is 30 minutes away. And I don't know, and she's like, oh, do you live da da da? And then she said the town that I live in now. So I was like, hold up. I'm like, so I guess he told her where I live or what? So then she sends me a screenshot of my whole government name, which I don't tell nobody my government name. If you know my government name, you either work with me or you like this with me, because nobody knows my government name. And she had my whole parents' address on there because I lived there majority of my life. So it was like, it's gonna be on record. And I'm like, yo, like, is this girl trying to threaten me, or like what? Like, are you trying to pull up to my house, or like what is the deal? And then she's like, oh, like, and then I'm on the phone with my best friend. My best friend calls her and like talks smack to her, and like she kind of backs off, but she keeps writing to me, and then she tries to be slick with it, and she's like, oh, first she said like she was talking mad, well, he was talking mad smack about how he stopped talking to me because he didn't like my child, or like some crazy stuff he was saying. And I was like, what the? I stopped talking to you, and like I have screenshots of you still hitting me up. And then like eventually like she started trying to get like a little catty, and she was like, do you even know his name, his information? She's like, use this website next time to Google people. You don't know them. And she's like, now he knows where you live. Like, that's creepy. And I was like, I wish you would pop into my house. Like, for real. Like, I'm not scared of that. But, like, she was on some other level crazy. I don't know who was crazier, him or her. Like, they perfect match made in heaven together. But that was basically my story. I mean, it's not much more I could tell y'all, but don't believe everything you hear, because guys could cover up stuff so good. Like, how you buy me all this stuff, spend mad time with me, like talk to me 24/7, and you're married, like, and then you make me look like I'm the desperate one. Never that, homie. But that was pretty much my story. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any similar experiences, comment down below. I would love to hear it. And if you like this video, give me a like. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you didn't already. Thank you. See you next time.